Chat, we back, right? What's up, chat? The drop that I wanted ended up happening already, man. Crazy. Why on earth this guy decides to move at any random time? All right, chat. We back, right? Man, why we moved so much, man? I think price ended up doing what I wanted to do already, man. Not good, not good at all. But it's quite unfortunate. It's quite unfortunate. Yeah, not good. What time was it? This was holy. All right. Anyways, let's see what could possibly have still, right, chat? I think there's a chance we might still have something. I don't know, but ideas might be slightly different than usual. We have this support, which price seems to be playing below right now. Ideas might shift a bit, differently than yesterday, right? Price ended up moving much earlier than it had to. I don't know why it did so, but that's the thing. Price does whatever it wants to do. At the end of the day, price moves however it wants to move at the time it wants to move. So it's always quite hard for you to get that trade at the time you want and everything, right? But it's pretty damn awesome, man. I think you guys know that I wanted this liquidity on these laws. I've been looking for it since yesterday. I've been screaming liquidity on these laws for the past week or so, chat. And I wanted this yesterday. We got close, but we never actually made it, so I couldn't get it. And today, right before market open, in fact, what time was this, chat? I was like way before the trading window. Price decides to just go down like crazy, right? And the fact that price now ended up closing below these laws are now invalid. Why? Because this candle, the previous 4 hour candle, ended up closing below that low. But not only that, it also ended up closing below a very important support, which is now resistance, right? So what's the next low that price might be going for? And that puts me back in that scenario that we were when we are pushing higher with this gap. So as you can tell here, we've got a gap that I wanna see price correcting still, and we've got a low here that could be the next best low that price could target. So this low is currently valid because price ended up closing below. We are going to drag this much lower for these lows here, and I'm going to mark a low here for the gap too, right here, right, chat? So yeah, quite different. Today we're not having the same thing as we're having yesterday. Quite unfortunate that we couldn't make it yesterday to the downside. It's quite hard to beat, I can't lie. I'll be lying if I said it doesn't, because I remember very well yesterday we're about to hit this resistance, right? And I was looking for shorts. In fact, let me go to lower time frames. I wanna be more precise, right? I'll lead that level, but I wanna see what happened yesterday. Yeah, I was looking for price to do a chat. You guys remember? I was looking for price to re-break these lows here, right? And let me go to 15-minute time frame to see what happens. What happened? My bad. I was looking for price to do what? To close below these lows here, and look what price did. Price ended up not only closing below these lows, there was a closure below, but price also retested. Holy man, Jesus! Price not only closed below, but also retest and then re-breaks that low. Holy! What time this happened? Fuck, hell no! This was a holy 7 p.m. Why you move at 7 p.m.? Chat, why is it moving like exactly like how I wanted yesterday at 7 p.m., bruv? Like, what's the problem? Why are you moving at 7 p.m.? This is the move I wanted yesterday. I wanted this movie. I was waiting for price to break these lows here. That ended up giving this high and then high low. Right? I was waiting for it all day yesterday. I had a long stream waiting for this to happen. Didn't happen. I call it a day. I get back today and price already down there. Holy, what is that? Anyways, let's get over it, right? That wasn't ours then. I assumed that wasn't supposed to be taken by me, because why on earth would you go break these levels? London session, retest, and then I've got no words. Anyways, let me just go to 4 time for right now and keep having an understanding of where price could perhaps be going for. Now, the problem is, now that we broke this important support, right? And we are below. I'm assuming that we are going for these lows here or correct the gap. That's what I'm going for right now, right? We are not. There's nothing that can make me buy yet. Not yet. not yet, right? Um, so still looking for shorts. I don't have any buying ideas besides perhaps price now bouncing back above these highs here, or perhaps above those highs. Um, but I'll need more info, right? Because even if price comes all the way up here, I would still need a closure above, and I would need like high, low, high, low on the way to the upside, right? A little bit of structure. So I can't think of buys yet, and I can't think of buys. And worse, we didn't take lows. I thought price perhaps could come and take these lows to bounce back higher, perhaps, right? But we still have a gap here that I would love to see price correcting too. So we are pretty much bearish still, pretty much bearish from a 4-hour perspective. And let me delete that, and I'll just leave that as a high. I'll leave that as a high here, right? These are the highs we have. And let me go to 1 hour to see what we could possibly have. It's not looking good, Chad. Can't lie. It's looking like price has done it all already. I can't lie. All right. I mean, one thing that is extremely good here is that the 4 candle chart ended up closing below this resistance, which is support, which is a resistance right now. And why do I say that's good? Because we clearly have the next target over here, which is these levels, right? Once price breaks and close below that level, there's a high chance we might come all the way down to correct what? The gap that I've been screaming about for weeks right now, right, chat? So pretty much bearish yet, and from a 1 hour perspective, it seems like we could just jump into a short right now and ride all this move to downside. But the problem with that is it's not that simple, right? Just because price break a very important support, it doesn't necessarily mean price will go straight down. It could mean that, oh, price could literally do that, but you need more stuff than that. That's the problem, right, chat? What we need, we have to check the candles that are pushing lower, right? And if you see here, you'll see that we have got a candle that are top week. Price went down, but didn't have a good structure. Does that mean price will go up now to correct that level? Not really. I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say price will come all the way up again now to correct this kind of without a top week, especially now that we broke this important support, which is now resistance, right? So what do I think will happen? Well, from one main perspective, it looks like we could just tank. It looks like we could just literally just tank towards the support level. And let me go to our time frame, chat. It looks like the job has been pretty much done, really. Or it looks like if I have to be part of it, my stops would have to be big. I'm thinking, like, let's assume I would have to jump for a short right here. My stops wouldn't be above these highs because we don't have enough structure. I would have to be above the previous lower high, and the previous lower high here is these highs here, right? So I mean, what I would say here is we might have something, right, chat? Let me even go back to 1 hour time frame. But what I'd love to see first, in fact, is price go. I want to see price going up first, and then come and break the range and close below. I want to see that, or that's not needed, or I'll be late. I'll sell low. I cannot sell high, unfortunately. High would be here for me, but here is low. But I'll sell lower than that, lower than there, right? Meaning, now that price has overextended and broke a very important support level, it's pretty much easy for you to be thinking of shorts right now to correct the gap, and that's completely right. I understand that, and I'm with that too. But the problem is you have to check structure and how prices have been going down, right? If we had structure on the way to downside, it would be much easier for me to engage here. But if you tell, there's no bullish candle here that actually lead to this move to the downside, right? So which means I want to see a pullback. Yeah, and I don't want to see a 15-minute pullback like we had. We just had a 15-minute pullback here. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in that because I just don't like how I liked how price went down if I was part of it. But unfortunately, I wasn't part of it. So since I wasn't part of it, I don't like how price went down, because that was too early. Why just couldn't you wait like an extra 1 hour and I'll be here and I'll be able to take you? Like, why just couldn't you wait? That's my question for price right now, right? So okay, let's be practical, right? Where could we possibly have trades? Chat. So what I wait for here is a closure below. I want to see a closure below this. I can't benefit on this range, unfortunately, because we don't have structure here. If we had structure here, I could benefit on this range, but we don't have structure here. The way we went down was just pretty much straightforward. That I would even think of weekend trip buys if we didn't have a gap here, right? So that to say what? I want to see price only. I think you guys are not able to see this. Hold on. I want to see price closing below these lows here. And not only that, actually, I want to see, let me illustrate that with candles. It's going to be a long day. I can tell, because price ended up doing exactly what I was looking for. And now it's a little bit tricky for us to get something, right? But let's hopefully we get it. So I want to see a closure below here, right? A closure below what? Below these lows that are very important at the next lows. Perhaps not even a closure. Perhaps we don't need to see a closure, right? But let's assume a candle just gets to that level, close below or whatever, and then bounce back higher. Once price bounce back higher, that's good. We need to see what? Don't forget, very important. We want to see these levels holding. We want to see that resistance holding. Once that resistance is holding, we know that there's a high chance we might now keep pushing lower. But the thing is, if I jump for shorts right now, if I just decide to sell right now without structure on the way to the downside, I don't know if price can just go back up and keep pushing higher, right? Or price might actually break and hold. Hold means begins to respect that resistance and comes and breaks the lowest point here, right? So what I'm looking for now, chat, I'm looking for price to come all the way down here, right? And then I want to see a pullback, perhaps retest these levels or retest those levels, and then I want to see price coming all the way down and re-break the lows. And on the re-break of the lows, I'll be interested in looking for continuations towards a gap fill. And that's how I'll approach the charts today, chat. That's unfortunately how I'll approach the charts today, man. Holy! What was that? US30, man. Why are you doing me this dirty? Look how straight this move was, chat. What? I've been hunting you for ages. Holy man. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it, chat. I'm looking for a break, a retest on these levels and continuations, right? So we need more structure. So that might take 2 hours to be printed, unfortunately, right? Quite unfortunate, right? Now, if price decides to rip through, let's assume price just rips through here, right, and gets close from filling the gap and gives us a pullback on the rebreak of the lows, can be 50-minute pullback. I'll get in, but once we are playing below these levels, not on these levels yet, below these levels, yeah, right, then we could possibly have something there, right? Because with volume, price can just decide to keep pushing lower and lower and lower right now. That's also very doable, right? But I don't like. I mean, we have a minor hold. Price is holding here on lower time frames. That's good enough, right? But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, and this gap is huge. So I wouldn't mind seeing price dropping first and then pushing higher, print a little bit of structure, and then come break the structure, and then I'll be interested in jumping for continuations. So essentially, I need more structure in order for me to participate, because if I have to jump in for stops right now, my stops before I would have stops above these highs. But for me, that's not safe no more, because at any point price can just come back all the way up and then bounce back lower and keep pushing lower, right? So that's pretty much the thought process I'm having right now, chat. So yeah, good day, but we need a lot to happen. That's the problem. We need a lot to happen. It's not that simple as it was yesterday, for example, right, chat? But yeah. Alô, mãe? Espera um pouco, não fala nada, mas espera,
Oi,
espera um pouco, espera um pouco.
escuta então.
Espera um Can you guys hear me now?
Can you guys hear me now?
Holy, you guys can hear me now.
Can you guys hear me now? Oh.
So I just have to. All right, that's good. Not bad. Not bad at all. Um. All right. Chat. So not much we can do over here, right? The other good thing that could happen here is it's if price decides to get back, like if price decides to come all the way up here again, and then comes below, that would be a good scenario too, right? Yeah, that, or price comes all the way down, pull back and re-break the lows somewhere around these levels. That's also a good idea, right? But on this range, there's not much I can do right now, and I think market open, right, chat? Market open right there. Yeah, we had a reaction on these levels, because that's a very important level. That's a daily resistance right there, right? Am I right? Am I right? Yeah, I'm right. That's a daily resistance, chat. So no wonder why price is having such reaction on these levels. But that's the thing. If it's a daily resistance, the good thing is we had a 4-hour closure below these levels. That's good. That's a W right there. But that's not enough, right? That's not enough. And the other good thing is that we ended up having a closure below these levels. But this one, this 4 candle is pretty damn fresh. I still feel like this candle could come all the way up and then flip bearish again, right? That's likely. It's not like it will happen, but that's likely too, right? It's just quite sad that we couldn't be part of that move early on. It's just quite sad that we couldn't. But the point is, we don't get to control that chart. You know, sometimes you want something, price doesn't provide what you want, or the way you want. But what is really clear here is that this was a all single drop, and when price does something like this, we need to see a correction of that move, at least a bit for a continuation, right? That's why I can't jump for shorts there yet. I need to see more structure, unfortunately. Yeah, but the thing is, what I want to end up happening is it like how I explained it, and that's a W right there, chat. That's a W right there. That's a W right there. So, yep, that's a W. That's a W right there. I just couldn't be part of it, man. And it hurts. But it's not like I missed the trade. I explained the idea yesterday, and it didn't happen on my trading window, so I just couldn't do much about it too, right? But I think now things might unfold slightly differently than before. I would say so, right? So just waiting here, chat. No, we can't do much now, right? Just waiting. I'm assuming that price has to pick up a bit, you know. We need to see structure somewhere around these levels. And this is a huge range too. This is like 500 points range. It depends. For US30 sometimes that can be done in like a single 15 minutes. Price can go down, but I believe that we could have a little bit of structure here, you know, a little bit of consolidation on the way to the downside. Perhaps a little bit, right? Just a little bit. Nothing crazy. Yeah. But it's funny, Chad, how after pushing higher, like how many points? From here, like close to 3,000 points. We've made it 1,700 points halfway to the downside already. That's crazy, man. Holy, but of course it took longer than the move to the upside. It took longer, but yeah. Look what's happening, chat. Look what's happening. It's expected though. Whenever price drops like that, you have to expect something different to happen. For example, this is good. This is awesome. This is structure. Price has to even go a little bit. In fact, come all the way up here. You know what I mean? Do me a favor. Come all the way up here. You can come up all the way up here, right? Or even here. That'll be good. And then break this support again. That'll be good, right? So yeah, gotta be careful. We need more structure to participate in any trade right now. That's the problem. Hold on, that's too small, man. That's too small. I feel like that's too small. Too small. Let me make it a little bit bigger. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Little bit. Oh, I forgot to copy my levels to my MT5. It looks like I'm hiding something, right? Hold on. Let me make my MT5 crash again, chat, first. I need to make it crash again because otherwise it won't work. I have a sell stop, right? Wait, why is it not showing? Oh, I'm on my prop firm account. I thought I was on my personal account. Turns out that I'm a prop account. All right, let me just make this shit crash. There we go. I expected a. Now let's load it up again. Now it's gonna be fine. Now it's gonna be fun. Holy, it's not loading yet. Let me just close the tab and open again. All right, that looks good now. History. Okay, let me copy and paste the levels to my MT5, right, chat? Holy, where are you? Okay, hold on. All right. I think that's it from daily perspective, and then I got for a time frame. I'll push this much higher, somewhere on these levels. All right. Then go to 1 hour time frame over here. Right. I think this pretty much it. Oh, and I have those highs there too, right? Hold on. I think I have 4. Oh, okay, those are the highs I have somewhere on these levels here. All right, not bad. No trades, man. No trades for a week right now, man. Patiently waiting for it. Don't get a trade every day, chat, unfortunately. Not that I want to. I like that way. Not in my control. This pullback is good. It's good enough. The only issue with that is I want to see this candle even closing bullish in the next bullish again, right? Go up a bit, and then come all the way down again. That'll be good. Then we know that we know that this is holding, right? We know that that's holding. Not bad, not bad of a pullback. The only issue is this interval is not really great for me to participate. That's like how many points? 25. It's not good, Chad. It's not good. That's the issue over there. It's not good. Now, what could be good is if price, for example, now, right? This is a high, this is a high low. Now, if price goes up substantially and then comes all the way down again, right? With structure, of course, and breaks this support level, I can get in 1 minute time frame stops above those highs and take profit on the lows. That can be done for sure. That can be done, right? That can be done. But for that, we need to see. I want to see price pushing much higher. I'm not really happy with whatever price is doing right now. I'm not sad with it either, but I feel like we could go much higher. You know what I mean, chat? So we could. Let me see if we have been there right now already. So that's the thing. I really feel like we can go much higher. Because we haven't even tapped that level, chat. Imagine. We haven't tapped that level yet. That's why if we don't happen to have that there, I'm going to have here. This interval is huge, right? I'm going to have a pullback and something around these levels. If we don't happen to have the thing I want right there, right? I will have it down here. I'm not in a hurry for anything, man. I want to see at least price support. Wait, hold on, let me just mark these levels with, okay, it's not that far. Yeah, it's not that far. Yeah, it's not that far. It's not that bad, chat. How many points? That was like 50 points away. Not bad. I mean, I would love to see that, you know, price could drive higher here, go even break that level and then come re-break it, retest, and then boom. That'll be, if this happens, this is gold. This is gold. Then I can get in right there. When price comes and re-break this high low, because this is a high high, right? And this is high low here. And then price high high again, and then high low, and then high high, and then breaks that shift structure, right? I can get in right there, stops above, and take profit on the loss. That can be done. And my target will be this next best liquidity over here. Of course, overall you can put it as low as you want. You can put it over all the way down here, right? Or but I'll be happy taking some around these levels. If what I've explained turns out to be exactly what I just explained, right? I want to see price pushing higher a little bit more first, right? I need structure, and then I need that to shift. You know what I mean, chat? So we either get that some around these levels if price pushes higher substantially a bit more and then comes all the way down, right? Or we get that on this range over here, which is a huge range, and which I think we can benefit from. This is about, this is a 500 points range. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. So we have ideas. We have two ideas for now. Not bad. Oh, looking for shorts here. Nothing can make me buy yet, chat. Unfortunately, no buys yet. You know, so nothing can make me buy yet, chat. Mano, trade que eu queria desde, mano. Ontem cantei este trade, cantei. Tive uma live longa à espera deste trade. O preço não me deu o trade. Hoje, mano, o preço de rate muito cedo, mano. Muito longe da minha sessão. Eu tava tipo, mano, que merda é esta? So nothing can be done right now, rather than just waiting, chat. Rather than just waiting. Unfortunately, we just have to wait and wait. And wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. If we don't wait, we have to wait. If we don't wait, we have to wait. Wait. Man, no trades this week, chat. Holy. We had no trades this week. We got close yesterday, though. We weren't that far yesterday, chat. We really went that far yesterday. I'm quite surprised that we don't want to. We weren't that far. Yes, I remember. We weren't that far yesterday. This is the high low here. They wanted to see price. And look what happened when price broke and closed below that level. That was just movie, man. It's like exactly like how I explained. Like literally to the T. Just go and watch yesterday's live stream, chat. If you really think I'm lying, I'm tripping, go watch yesterday's live stream. You understand. You understand all these drops. Holy. Anyways. It wasn't mine, man. It wasn't mine. I thought it was, but it wasn't. Unfortunately, it was not mine. And it's so cool. We just have to make sure we still have the cash to try again tomorrow, right? We have to make sure the cash is there for us to try again tomorrow, right, chat? Holy, my phone has no charge. All right, chat. We're having exactly what I've been screaming, right? That's good. That's really good. That's awesome. Come all the way. Now I come all the way up. You know, even break through that thing. Like you really want to push higher. You know what I mean? Like the higher you go from this point, the better. Just go up. Just keep going up. All right, go up, go up. Give us that pullback. Breathe a little, right? Just for you to see, Chad. You can't be selling here, man. You could though. You could if your stop loss is somewhere around about those levels, but I would rather wait for structure and then engage, and it'll show. It'll come to life. It always comes to life, Chad. For example, now we just need volume, right? After price has done this high, 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 low, high, 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 low, high, high, right? Breaks that. If it pushes more, better. If price actually goes up slightly more, like it comes up all the way here, way better. If it doesn't do so, it's not bad, but if it doesn't react on these levels at least, I cannot do anything. We have to see a reaction on these levels at least, a tap on those levels, right? At least. If it just comes straight down now, I still can't do anything, unfortunately. Right? It's not holding. I don't know. I wanna see a tap on those levels. I really wanna see a tap. Let me see. We're not that far. Hold on. We're not that far. Not that far. Yeah, I wanna see a tap on those levels. I believe we can do it. I believe we can do it. So there's no reason for you to rush. We wanna see a tap on these levels for us to engage here, or price coming all the way up here. But nothing. If price doesn't tap these levels, I can't short here. Why? Because I feel like price could still come, make me get in and bounce back higher, tap that level, instruction, and come all the way down later on, right? So yeah, I mean, I'm waiting for a tap on those levels right there, right? Or even up here, and then price comes and re-break these lows. That'll be good. That'll be gold. And then I can get in right there. My stops will be above market structure, and take profit will be on the lows here, and that might be the trade for today, right? But don't forget, we need that to happen, right, chat? We need to see a tap on these levels here, at least, right? And then we can attempt something, right? So that's pretty much it, chat. and this one hour candle has to close bullish, and the next 1 hour candle has to go, can even go as up as here to print the top wick. That'll be gold too. If the next 1 hour candle chart comes all the way up to this resistance over here to print the top wick, that's also gold. So I'm expecting, if we really want to go down later on, we should first begin to push higher. If we want to go up, then we're gonna go down first and then go up, right? But let's assume we want to go higher. Like price will come here, tap the support, go up, and then tap this, and then create a structure and break that support, and that's good trade as well. That's a good trade right there. So but I'm expecting first price to push higher, tap at these levels, even go much further. Printed structure can benefit in lower time frames, and of course I'll just get in on the rebreak of these lows. That's a very important hell of a support. That's a daily support that needs to be taken. I cannot jump for shorts if price don't below that level. That's the problem right there. Unless price, the only idea I could jump for shorts above that support is only if price comes all the way up here and takes liquidity on these highs. And that's way too far. That could happen though. That could happen, but I just don't think today. Perhaps today. Wait, we have news today, chat? I forgot to check that. We had yesterday though at 2 p.m. But today we don't have anything major. We have unemployment claims and nothing major, chat. Nothing major. So yeah, that's pretty much the idea. We have 5 minutes for the 1 hour candle to close. Yeah, but I'm liking what price is doing so far. I'm in love with it. I'm in love with it. I'm in love with it. Right? I can't complain. I can't complain. Price is doing something like I'm liking it. I can't complain. I can't complain. I can't complain. I can't complain. Boom, boom, boom. We didn't have a tap on those levels yet, chat. The 1 hour candle is about to close. We're getting a push to the downside though. But the next 1 hour candle has to print a top wick first, right? So the top wick should be at least until here, and then if price comes re-break the lows, that'll be good. But we need to see a tap on those levels. I need to see that happening first. I mean, without it, it's not like it's bad, but because I can drag this to these levels. That's a decent pullback, I can't lie. But I don't know, man. I would love to see a tap on those levels. Just something personal at this point. Not a must, but if not, then I wouldn't mind staying off and waiting for price to come all the way down to this range. Or if I have to jump in there, my stops have to be substantially way high. Like let's assume if I'm getting right there on the rebreak of the lows, right? When price closes below these levels, my stops will have to be above these highs, perhaps. Yeah, I'd only feel safe if price was above those levels, and then that would be a huge trade, right? So today's what, Thursday? So I want to see the next 1 hour candle push higher first, right? And then break the lows. That'll be good. So if we can tap that resistance there, that'll be good for me. If we can tap this, which we're pretty damn close, we're not that far, tapping these levels, right? And then we can re-break these lows here. That'll be good. That'll be good. Then I have a point and a level where I can place my stop loss, right, chat? But if we just go down, not that we can't go down, but perhaps if we break this and then retest it, like print out a structure like a V shape, whatever, and then re-break the lows, I can jump in perhaps right there. Stops will be above, right? But not only will I'll need to see price breaking this, I would actually need to see a pullback, like a structural pullback for continuations, right, chat? So the 1 hour candle just open, and I'm expecting a top wick. Yeah, I'm expecting a top wick. There are ways we can participate, chat. I made that clear. If we had a tap on these levels, here, a closure below these levels will be enough. But if we don't have a tap on those levels there, I want to see price not only coming closing below these levels, I want to see a pullback, price still holding that level, and then come and re-break the lows that ended up making price driving higher, right? And then I'm getting right there, my stops will be above those highs and take profit being the lows. That's how I might approach the charts today, chat. So it really depends on whatever price wants to print here. Or other idea is pretty much continuations down here, right? Which is also doable. We can get continuations down here. So let's see what happens. I think it would be good to see a re-break of these levels, right? Price breaking these levels, holding it, and then re-break the lows. That'd be good. Then we could get a popularize these lows at least, or this support level, right? But yeah, I would need that to happen. I'm not really sad with this pullback. I don't think it's bad at all. I think it's decent. I think it's not bad. It's decent, right? It's just if it was a little bit higher, I'd be happier. But that one is not bad at all. I don't think it's bad at all, right? So, and this is a daily. Don't forget, chat. We are about to get in below a very important daily level. So if we want to get continuations here, we are assuming that price will break these lows and perhaps push as low as to these levels here, right? And if that's the case, that's pretty damn risky. That's why you gotta be very careful with the structure here, because this can be the low, the daily low here, for price to at least be above these levels, and perhaps next time go up a bit and then go down, right? So that's why it's quite tricky, because that's a very important daily level, and you wanna make sure you're taking the trades below these levels. But even so, it won't be so good if we don't have a decent structure. Price is holding that level to actually keep pushing lower. We need to see price holding that level, right? Only then it's much easier for us to engage. Without that, it's quite tricky. Can't lie. It's quite tricky. It's quite tricky. For a quick scalp, I think it's doable. I don't know. I hope it is. I don't know. We have 1 hour here left. I hope whatever I'm looking for happens within my 1 hour window. If not, I'll call it and get back tomorrow. If the idea ended up describing here, meaning I want to see a tap on this resistance and then price comes break these lows, I'll get in. Or I want to see price actually breaking this support like where it is, because we had a pullback already here. But once price breaks that low, I want to see price going all the way up and tap that level again, like reassuring to me that level is holding, and then price comes re-break the lows right now. Getting stops will be above that level or above these levels, and that's how I might approach the day. But of course, volume is very important. The way price goes down is also hell important, right? And don't forget, now the target or the things we are fighting for, it's a gap. Want to see price correcting this gap, which we are not that far from, right? We're not that far from as we were before, right, chat? So it's a very good level, right? But our target won't be that gap. Our target is gonna be these lows here, right? That's where I wanna exit, right, chat? So let me drag these lower, like around these levels here. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be my target right there. That'll be my target. It seems like we closed below, but we didn't. So because since price came and closed above these highs, price can now use those highs to hold and push higher. Be careful with that. Be very careful with that. Like very, very careful with that. And if you want to focus on the 4-hour structure for a stop loss, don't forget it's going to be above these levels here, which is not bad at all. That's actually a safe stop loss, right? But that will give us a negative R. So we'd rather wait for a much better, cleaner scenario than that. But look how price is sitting through. I don't like it. I want to see price actually ripping through, pull back to retest and then rebreak the lows. Now that price is kind of sitting, we might have the structure much earlier than I wanted to. I wanted to see a pop at least towards, once price breaks the support, at least towards these levels here, right? So it should be a straight out, shouldn't go with structure, should be a straight downwards move towards these levels, and then price pulls back, taps 11 and rebreak the lows. That's the idea for a possible idea there, right, chat? So yeah, let's see if that happens, right? Okay, we're getting a pop. That's good. And we have 1 hour left, 55 minutes left. Let's see. It's not bad of a pullback. I don't think it's bad of a pullback. No, it's not bad at all. Just where the stops have to be could be bad, but the pullback itself is not bad. Not like that. Not like that. And the top wick you have for the 1 hour candle, okay, it's decent. It's not bad at all. It's decent. It's not a bad top wick. But I need to see a pop, not that. No, not that. Kind of shy now. Alright, that's good. I wanna see price coming all the way to these levels here. No, that's actually, it has to be much lower. You see, not what's happening right now, chat. I wanna see price. Wait. I wanna see price approaching these levels here. Yeah. So I want to see price tapping these levels, right? And then go up from there on. And then once price comes and re-breaks that level, I'll get in right there. Stops will be above, take profit will be here. That's pretty much the idea. Alright, chat. So keep that in mind. I want to see a straightforward drop first. I want to see price dropping towards these levels and then go up. Now if price prints out a structure, I can't do anything here, chat. It's going to be very tricky for me. You see, I can't do much. If price gets back up above this range, I can have the same ideas because now we have structure, right? And perhaps this is the pullback, but this is not how I want it. This is not how I want it to be, right? So if that's the case, I want to wait for price to come all the way up here again, which is also likely. It's not impossible, right? But now the idea is that we have to draw them much lower. After this structure we have here, I want to see a straight drop towards these levels at least. Not higher, now a little bit lower. So but it's straight, it has to be a straight drop, chat. Price has to go straight forward and then go up again and then re-break the lows. My entry be there, stops will be above, take profit being the lows, right? So the more structured price ends up printing right after breaking this important daily support, the better it is. Because look, before this could be an entry for me because price broke a very important support. I'm getting right there, stops will be above and take profit being the lows. This might work. But what I don't like about this is the fact that this is a very important daily level, right? And the structure that we have isn't really convincing enough for me. Perhaps the structure is, but the stop loss isn't really convincing for me. Before I would have done this, right? I'm telling you, I would have done this. But for me to do this now, I feel like my stops have to be above these levels here. And then only with this stop loss I would be able to do it. But then that's a negative R, right, chat? So if we don't get the idea how I want here, I got no problems. I'll just wait for price to be playing within this range, and I will look for something within this range, which is not bad at all, right? Now, would that be today? I hope it is today, but if it's not today, what can I do about it, chat? I can't do much. But the good thing is price is holding that level, as you can tell, right? So price is literally holding that level, and we're getting some decent volume right there already. Some decent volume. I don't know if I want to get in right there, chat. The problem is the stop loss. I have no idea of how much. I can extend it if I can get in over there, and my stops right there above these highs here, and my take profit right on these, let me say 1-to-1, somewhere on these levels here, right? But that's not today then, right, chat? That's not today then. That's not happening today. Perhaps it could, I don't know. Perhaps price could just decide to keep pushing lower as fast as it wants to be, right? Price can do whatever it wants to do at the end of the day. But yeah, let me see what would have to be my risk if I had to do something like this. I want to have an idea. Right? I'm not getting in, chat. I'm not getting. I'm just having. I want to have an idea of what would my risk be if I wanted to do something like that. Above those eyes over there. My lot will be 0.06. Not bad though. I would have to put above those levels, would be way better. So then it'll be 0.05. It's not bad. It's just a huge stop loss, but it's not bad. It'll be above these highs here. And my take off will be 1-to-1 about this last year. I don't know where the fuck that is even. Let me just check. Somewhere in between these levels, right? Not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. Take profit too. The problem is this might be a long trade. That's the problem, right? And don't forget, stops above what previous structure, right, chat? Very important. That's hell important. That's the only structure we had to the downside, right? So if price goes up and breaks that level, then I can actually be like, okay, I think I'm wrong, right? But how far is the take profit? Let me see. That's a huge trade. That's let me see. That's 400 points to downside, and stop loss is about 400 points too, right? Yeah, is here, right here. Yeah. I could do this. This at this point, this could be done, right? But this is because this is the only structure where after this push that we had here, chat, to the downside. Okay, we have a little bit of structure here, and this is good for continuations. But we need to see volume kicking, right? So like that, I can approach it. That's the proper stop loss to have, right? I know that if I take an L there, then I'm completely wrong about the idea, right? If we had the structure tap, if price had tapped these levels here, and I'll be in by now, and my stops will be above these levels. But that's not the case, unfortunately, right? So what I can do here is what you guys are seeing. I can get in right there on the rebreak of the lows right there. I might get in with 0.05. If we get a closure below these lows here, I might get in. My stops will be above the previous market structure, 50-minute market structure. I'm relying myself on a 50-minute market structure, but yeah, I'm relying myself on these highs here that ended up giving us this drop. If price comes all the way up here, even though price could still take me out and then go down, but I don't know, I just feel like it's a huge hassle for price to do so. If price goes all the way up there, then price might take longer to come back to my entry point and have an idea of shorts or whatever the case is. So when we break those lows and close below, I'll get in for shorts right there, chat. Keep that in mind. I wanna see closing below, right? Don't forget that. We'll go 5 seconds, and the next candle, okay, that's good. 0.05, let's go. Let me go 1 minute time frame. No formal chat, no formal. All right, right there. Oh, Lee ended up crashing again. All right, that's a trade, chat. That's today's trade. That might be a long ass trade. That might be a long ass trade because we're trying to catch continuations, but we want to make sure that we have a really proper stop loss, right, chat? So it might be a huge ass trade. Let's see if we can learn something from it. Let's see, but that's a trade right there. I think you all could see it. I wanna position my stop loss and take profit right now. All right, let me place from my MT5. Yeah, I'm assuming if price comes all the way down, all the way up, and then I'm completely wrong on the idea. All right, I think you guys can see right there. This is my take profit, and that's my stop loss, right? Above market structure. For above those highs over there. If price makes up to those highs, of course we can print top wick for these candles here, right? But it depends on how price goes. If price happens to just go up without structure, I can increase my stops from these levels to those highs. But if price ends up going with structure, then I will be happy taking the loss even before, perhaps, right? So that's pretty much the trade for the chart. Let me just make sure I got in right there. I think you guys could see. Hold on, let me check. Got in right there, but it's a huge trade. It's not the typical trade I always have. Right here, I got in, and let me see where my stops are. Actually, my stops are, could be a fast trade depending on how fast US30 wants to move. Don't forget, Chad. I really wanted to stop above these levels, but don't forget structure, right? Don't forget, I don't get to control this stuff. I really wish I could control this stuff, but I just don't control this stuff, right? So our stops are big, but our take profits also big. We're taking 1-to-1. So hopefully we get that today. Hopefully. We have enough volume to keep pushing lower today, right? Let me see where my take profit is. Let me check. Alright, let me check. Let me go to 4 time frame. My take profit seems to be let me drag this here. Wait, hold on. It's not even this point anymore. Drag much lower. Wait. Towards these numbers here. Somewhere on these levels. Wait on. Somewhere on these levels, I think. I think somewhere on those levels, yeah. Wait. Right. So some trades you have stops that are huge. Some trades you don't have stops that are huge. Some trades you have that. Sometimes some trades don't have that. So is seems to be in my control. It could be slightly, but I know I'm scalping. But how on earth are you scalping if you're having trades like that? That's not a scalp, bro. You know what a scalp is? A scalp is like having quick trades. Market structure, chat. I want to scalp, but how can I scalp if price isn't really okay? It's below these levels over here, right? That's right. That's where my take profit is. It should be a long trade. I don't expect to be a smooth as trade. It depends. If we have volume, I've seen US30 doing weird shit. But the good thing about this trade is, don't forget, Chad, we went up and then we did a pullback. So this could be where my stop loss would be. But why I didn't place it there? Just because price didn't tap a very important level. And on my mind, that was the level I wanted to see price tapping. Right here, right? Price was pretty damn close from that level, but price didn't tap that level. So, okay, what do I do now? Now you have to just think through, like, okay, the trade is good, the idea is good, price ended up giving pullback, not as much as steep as I wanted to. Perhaps I wanted even up to here. That would be way better. If price went down, that would be way better. But then I have to think, okay, this is a good idea, and the only bad thing about this trade is the stop loss, right? Because it's really huge, right? Why is really huge? It has to be above the previous lower high. And look, lower low, lower high, and then lower low again, and then lower high. If price wants to go down, can go lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and then we go take profit, right? That's the case. If not, price can go all the way up, print structure on the upside, right? And then I'll be totally wrong. So I had to put a stop loss exactly where it has to be, and my take profit is usually 1-to-1, right? So the first idea that I had for a scalp here would be my take profit beyond these lows here, and I'll be out for the day. That'll be like in less than 15 minutes, perhaps. But now my take profit is about how many points far? It's like 416 points away. My stop loss is also huge, so it means it's gonna be a longer trade, but not because I chose it to be that way. I didn't choose it. It's just because of market structure. Because I believe that price could perhaps play way much, like price could actually come all the way up again now, play a bit more here, and then decide to go down later on. That could happen. There's a high chance that could happen too, right? But don't forget, what we're looking for overall is a correction of what, right? Don't forget, we're looking for a correction of this gap here. So if we have a really nice stop loss, right? I believe that if we have really nice stop loss, like a stop loss above market structure, and that's a very important level too. I place my stop loss above these highs here. It's above this high here. Look, lower high, lower low, lower high. So we need to print a lower low here, and then perhaps lower high, lower low, and then we go, right? So my stops are above those highs, right? And with a chance that I could adjust that stop. Let's assume from now on price just goes straight up, right? Without let's say price goes up without like printing a high low, without structure. I can adjust my stops from those levels here above these highs here, and I'll be losing an extra, like I think an extra $2-3 because my lot size is pretty damn small. My lot size is hell small, right? So my entry on this trade, it's based on my stop loss is based on a 50-minute structure, right, above the previous lower high, not this lower high here. This could be where my stop loss could be, right? But the thing is, even if you have to think from that perspective, let's assume my stops was actually above that level, right? Hold on, let me just delete that. Let's just assume my stops above that level, right? Was above this level here, which is good, which is decent. But my take profit will be where? Below these levels, which is also decent. But there's a risk that price could still come a little bit up and play a little bit more before keep pushing lower, right? And keep in mind that price didn't react on the level that I wanted to. It reacted on a level that was slightly important, but not on the level that I'm like, okay, this is good right now. You know what I mean, Chad? So the stop loss I have right now keeps me safe, right? I understand that might go a little bit against what you guys are used to, right, as a stop loss. But I just have to follow market structure, Chad, and that's above these highs over there, and I will have my stops above that level, and my take profit will be below that level. And I think it's a great stop loss too. I mean, it's a great stop loss and a great take profit. I don't think my take profit is anyhow delusional. I think it's a great stop loss, right? I believe that if price can actually make through, break this support, and close below, there's a high chance we might not continue. Now, I want to see how price reacts on these levels, of course. I want to see if price can actually make through like these levels, and then I can get continuations, right? So unfortunately, there might be a long trade. It might be a longer trade. But yeah, it might be a longer trade. But not much I can do about that. If this 4 candle closes how it is, it's also good because that's a pullback. After this crazy drop, if this candle closes like this, a pullback, then price can continue, right? But if price decides to melt straightforward, I won't be surprised too. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't think my take profit is bad though, chat. I don't think you guys think it's bad. I don't think it's bad. So yeah, chat. That's my trade for today. It might be a huge ass trade. Yeah. So those ideas here, or price could give ideas somewhere around below these levels too. But that'll not be today, perhaps. Right? So yeah. Just give him price enough room to keep playing and having really proper stop loss. That's pretty much the idea today. Yeah, stops above the previous lower high here, right? So yeah, if price makes it up there, then it depends on how it's going up. But if it makes up there without structure, and it also depends on how price makes it up there, right? Let's assume things might change. That's the info we are having right now, right? Because don't forget, we're still looking for a level where price could take liquidity. And don't forget, we closed below what? Below these lows. So price can actually go down now, right? To take the next lows. And we don't have lows right now. The next lows we have, I believe, that are these lows over here. So if price ends up closing below those lows, there's a high chance we might now go and correct the gap and hit my take profit over there, right? So now the struggle is we need to see price closing below these lows. After price closes below these lows, there's a high chance we may now go to a take profit. And there's a minor low there. Let me check. I'll drag this much higher because my take profit. Okay, I'll leave it there. But I'll mark this on these levels here, right? All right, not bad. Unless what price does is prints a low here and then goes up, and then that would be risky because then price could take these lows here in order to keep pushing higher. So my take profit will be adjusted from these lows here to that low. If that's the case, I want to see how price will react on that low that price will print. But for now, the lows we have here It's pretty much this. After price takes that is this, and then it's take profit, and then we have a gap there to correct, right? But yeah, let's see where this could take us. But that's the thing. I explained why I couldn't have a scalp there, right? This is the problem with the scalp there, right? Look, if price really wanted to go down so fast, would have done so already. Wouldn't be playing around a bit, right? We wouldn't be playing around. Would have done so already. So yeah, that's pretty much the idea for today, chat. That's pretty much the trade for today. It's gonna be a longer trade, unfortunately, but I don't get to control that, chat. So some trades are fast, some trades are slow. It all depends on market structure. If the idea was the same as here, the one I wanted yesterday, that would have been a fast trade. My take profit would be here. That would be a fastest trade. Look, and I was getting based on myself on a and look, we had structure here. We had structure here, much closer structure, right? So every trade is different. You know, you just have to adjust and really be able to see what price is doing and yeah. But look what's happening right now. You see? So imagine if I got in, right? Imagine if I got in right now and my stops was above these highs here. Just picture that. It's not like it's a bad stop loss, right? But the momentum that price is driving down or high is extremely important. And once I understood that, I don't fall for traps no more, right? I know exactly where a stop has to be, where whatever it is, right? This looks like a good structure, and it is a good structure, but under what circumstances, right? That would be the question to ask, right? So my stops is good. If I take an L there, up here, it doesn't mean price can go down no more, but it means we might be up to something else, right? And don't forget, we are tapping a very important level. We are tapping a daily support level. So this daily closure is actually important. If price can close above these levels, go up a bit and then break and keep pushing lower and then high again, right? But don't forget about overall very bullish. So this daily closure is very important. If we close below these levels, there's a high chance we might go hit and take profit. But if we close above, it might be an L. It could be an L, right? And if that's the case, I will stop having huge trades like this and adjust. They have to adjust. They have to keep adjusting, right, chat? So let's see. Let's see where this takes us, right? It's not bad. Let me see on my MT5. It's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. I don't think it's bad at all. We are reacting a very important support, which I was selling. Keep in mind, and we are very bullish, right? Keep that in mind. Imagine selling on a very important support. So we need to see price closing below that support. And with that pullback we had 1 hour time frame, we could have that, right? But it's still a matter of we are actually going to have that or not. The idea is good. It's just a macro type idea. It's a macro type of idea, right, chat? So, but it's not a bad idea at all. It's not a bad idea. It's like a stupid idea or whatever. Right? It's not a bad idea at all. All right. And that's a trade running right there, chat. I might just stops above those highs because we have a candle we have a candle here without topic. So I might just above these highs here too. It depends on how price goes up. That's very important. If we go without structure, I can adjust. If you go with structure, there's no reason whatsoever for me to adjust that, right? So keep that in mind, chat. But that's the trade. We haven't had a trade in a long time, and that's finally the trade we're having right now. It just depends on price if it wants to make that a W for us or a negative trade for us, right? Yeah, that's pretty much it, chat. Not much can be done right now. Not much can be done right now. All right, that's it, chat. That's it. So chat, the problem here is I don't know if I'll be able to stream the entire trade, because this seems like it might be a really long ass trade. I'm even expecting price to come all the way up to these levels, right? Tap these levels and then come re-break the lows. But don't forget, once we have structure like this being printed, I'll adjust my stops from that level to these levels right there, and that will allow me to get in with another trade right there, right chat? So it all depends on market structure. Price could allow us to be part of some trades again, depending on how price is going down, right? And how it's going up too. So yeah, but so far not bad at all. Because don't forget, the view I have on this is not it doesn't look so far too. It doesn't look, I don't know, is it because I know US30 can move? It's like how many points? 577 points. No, it's not, it's really far. Alright, but yeah, I don't think it's bad, and it can be adjusted too, right? Yeah, and we are really damn close from correcting those gaps too, right? Right, we are not that far from correcting those gaps. But I wouldn't be surprised if this candle closes bullish, just like how it is. That would be good too. And the next candle comes all the way up to this resistance here. That's exactly what I was looking for, right? I guess. So price comes all the way up to that level, taps that level, and then bounce back lower. That would be also good. There is no problem with that whatsoever. I can even drag that much higher. Wait, hold on. I will drag that much higher. I'll drag that towards these levels here, right? That's not bad at all too. We can have a pullback towards that level. Price can tap that level and then come all the way down. That's also valid, right? That's why we have a stop loss exactly the way it is. It's not a quick continuation that will be getting somewhere on these levels, right? It's a different play. But the idea, you know the idea. You know the idea, chat. You know the idea. Let me see where my stops are. Previous from 50-minute time frame. Alright. I can move it much up. Wait, let me move it up or somewhere on 25 above these levels. Alright. Yeah. I think you guys could see that, right? I adjusted my stops to be above these highs here. Right? Give it more room, give it more room. Alright, not bad. So kind of negative R for this point, but this is adjustable, right? The idea is $20, but depending on how price goes up, can be less or even more. If we have structure, I'll close it much earlier. For example, let's assume price goes up, tap this level, and then gives us a pullback and then re-break the highs. I don't need to have a stop above that level anymore. I can even close right there, right? So it really depends on how the trade is developing. But I'm assuming that we could have a tap on these levels, right? And then we can come and re-break the lows. That would be good for continuations, right? Just better structure. Just better structure. Which is not bad. So it's gonna be a longer trade. I knew it. I knew it off the bat that would be a long trade. So I'm not surprised with this one. I knew it off the bat. I knew off the bat to be a long trade. Hopefully it turns out to be a good trade, because if it doesn't, I won't have ideas like these. I'd rather just wait for cleaner, faster continuations, right? That I don't plan them to be so like huge, right? And they might be much easier to take than this kind of trades, right, chat? So, but not a bad trade at all. No, not a bad trade. A very decent trade, by the way. But that's it, chat. That's it. That's what we're having for today. Let's see. Let's see. Or I can even run from my MT5 too. I have no problems with that too. I have no problems with that too. You can run from MT5. You can run from here too. I ain't got problems with that. I ain't got problems with that. So we have to play some music, right? It might be a longer straight. It might be a longer straight. So we are going to play some music to make it less stressful, right? Let's play some music over here. I don't know which music I wanna play. I don't know, man. Got no idea. I don't. Let's see. Let's see what we can play over here. What can we play, Cha? Liked videos. Let's check my liked videos. We can play these again, right? It has been a while since I played this, but I really don't play music, but I think I have to. We have to play some music because it's gonna be a longer stream. It's gonna be a longer stream too. Suga. Wait, let me see if you guys can hear me better like this. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, you guys can hear me, man. So I think this is good, right? And I control from here. Just don't know how good this is, but anyways, shouldn't be bad at all. So, chat, we are in a trade that this might be a hell of a trade because try to picture someone selling right here. This is selling low, right? For a continuation for us to fill this gap, right? That's what I'm doing right now. I still believe in the trade though. I have no problem with this trade whatsoever. We didn't technically nowhere. We tapped a very important support, but hence that we closed below that support. Where the fuck was that support? So I expect a pullback at least towards these levels, right? And then price point goes lower, and then yeah. But I'm not expecting overall like very scenario. I wouldn't say so, you know. even though we've been bearish, it's quite good to acknowledge that we're doing this, right? But what I'm looking for is more sort of correction of that gap before price pushing higher, and we are pretty close from that too. So that's pretty much what I'm hunting for, and that's the reason why I ended up jumping for shorts. Now, the reason I'm jumping for shorts is because we had a pullback, we had a 1 hour candle coming above that level and then we go below that level too. It went up and then came below. It's like structure, but it's not the same as price coming and breaking the lows here, right? Breaking the lows here will be way better, and it's supposed to be above that level, but that entry isn't better at all as well, because I got in business at 1 minute level, but my stops are above like 1 hour structure, right? And the idea here first was having a take profit on these levels here, right? But I ended up adjusting that because my stops would have to be above these levels, but I ended up changing that because I understood that the way price was going down was pretty lagging, pretty slow, no volume, right? And that could eventually try to make price go up a little bit more before it keeps pushing lower. And that's the reason I was like, okay, no, if I want to jump in for this trade, I can jump in for the trade because I believe that it could still push lower. But if I want to jump in, I have to have certain things under my control. What are those? Instead of having stops above these highs here, I've decided I want to have a stop above all these highs there, right? Because then I'm like, if price actually goes up all the way to this level with structure, I'm completely wrong on the idea. Meanwhile, if price just comes and breaks that level, I wouldn't be wrong on the idea still. I feel like price would literally come, break that level, go up, and then come all the way down. I still believe that will happen, right? But so since I have that in mind, that's the reason why I ended up having the big stop loss right there and the big take profit, right? That wasn't the typical scalp. Even though if you go to our time, you're like, okay, but you could scalp it out. You could scalp it out. You could before back to the going right here, stop above those eyes right there, and my take profit just right there when you want up here. But that's how it works. That means if price just goes through for a second, you're quick for that, right? And it doesn't eliminate the fact that you must still be right on the idea. And I don't like those kind of plays anymore. I wanna have a play where if price goes against me, I'm completely wrong on the idea. Like I really just wouldn't get right that time, you know. And I think that's how I wanna approach this, right? Especially because of the gap we have today. I'd love to see price correct, and keep in mind that my take profit is way above that gap, right? So I believe price could go down, but for now it's not about believing no more. I want to see some structural level being taken. I want to see price actually breaking below and closing below these levels. If price does so, then I'll be actually confident holding my trade throughout. If that doesn't happen, of course I'll always look for ways to manage the trade, right? And that means I don't want to see structure. If we go up, just go up straightforward, break to these levels and go down. But if we go up, tap that level, go down a bit, and then go up again, then we are printing structure, and then perhaps we might now begin to be pushing higher, and it's not, you know, we have a gap, and I want to see price correcting the gap, right? But it's not always the case that price will always come and correct the gap, right? But I want to be able to tell that. I want to see price taking liquidity somewhere. I want to see price correcting the very important support, breaking highs and respecting lows, right? Only if that happens, I'll actually be like, you know what, I'm actually wrong on this idea, and I'll call it a day, and I'll get back tomorrow and try again. But for now, the trade is still running, not so far from my entry point versus my stop loss, like 75 points above my entry point, right? Not so bad, not so bad. How many points that is? That's like 74, not bad. I got in by 10, 12, right? Not bad. So yeah, I mean, and the other way is I can also have another trade here. For example, if price comes all the way up, taps this level and then comes to break the lows here, I can add in a trade there. My stop jump from there to these highs. You know, my other trade will also have a stop above those highs. My target will be the same, right? So I can scale in that trade too. It just depends on my structure, right, chat? So, but for now, this is how it's looking, right? We don't have a topic to this candle, but I don't think price has to go all the way up there. Price will do so if it wants to, right? This is yesterday, that price can do whatever it wants to do. From now on, price can just go to the sky, right? But I just don't think price has to do so now, given the fact that it seems like we're much closer from correcting that gap than going up, right? Let me see. We at one point we were 500 points away from correcting a gap and 500 points away from correcting candle top week. It just depends. It's like whatever price wants to do right now. It's 50-50, man. It can either go up or can either go down. Right, and I'm here to watch both cases live, right? But it seems like volume is dead right now, as you can tell. Small candles, we don't have volume on the upside. So yeah, what I don't like here is clear fact that we are printing our lows here, right? Our lows, low again, nothing major, but something to pay attention on chat. Also be monitoring trade. We will be monitoring trade. It's not the longest trade. It's not gonna be the trade. And I knew it off the bat, man. I knew it. Every trade is different, chat, and you have to know your trades before going to a trade. I knew it. Right? It's gonna be a long ass trade, so enjoy the trade. Enjoy the trade, chat. That's the trade right there, man. I can't do much, man. Just enjoy the trade. Just enjoy the trade right there. Chat, I'll be back in a minute, man. I think I wanna warm some food. I'll eat bananas. I wanna warm some food, but I'll eat bananas. I'll eat bananas instead. I don't know how these bananas are. I bought small bananas this time. How much is this? Okay. Not bad. Pushing higher. I'm not surprised, Chad. I'm not surprised, for real. I mean, I'm not worried about this. Frankly enough, I'm not worried about it, and the reason is because I expected it, right? Because after breaking very important support, you shouldn't expect a straightforward drop. That shouldn't be expected, right? If that happens, it happens, right? But this could be an L too. I could be totally wrong on the idea, and I might avoid each place like this. I don't know, but it's not bad. It's not bad because we didn't take the lows here, right? We didn't take the lows here, and we closed below these lows here. So this can essentially just be a pullback for a continuation, right? So we're good, and our stops are pretty well placed as well, right? So there is nothing to worry about as long as we don't have structure related upside. If we just go up without structure, right, like straightforward, and then that would be better. But if we print structure related upside, like a high, low, and then a high, and then we might be trapped. Perhaps this might be the low after price stays to go up, right? So we might be trapped. So we're gonna check on that. But not a bad trade at all. I don't think it's a bad trade. But what I can explain here or speak about is how important or smart I was understanding how price was going down, not to have a stop loss above these levels. Because if I had so, I'll be hitting stop loss soon, right? Because don't forget, I had a high that I wanted to see price approaching, was pretty much these highs here, right? And price didn't do so. Look, it was pretty damn close, but it didn't do so. And if price had tapped those highs and then went down, broke these levels, I said it, I'll be looking for shorts. But price didn't do so, so I was like, okay, the idea for shorts is good, but only if the stop loss is not above these levels. It's way above those levels, like way above, you know what I mean? Market structure, once again, very important, hell important, chat. So for now, the trade is still good. I don't think there's no reason for me to be going crazy over it now. I think there's still a chance we could get below, as long as we play below these levels with it. I think if we play below these levels here, we're good. But if we play above, it's quite tricky now because that's a daily level right there. So price will be wrapped on that level to keep pushing high. But if we play below, there's a high chance we might keep pushing lower to fill this gap here, right? Which is our target, right? Pretty much. So I could be totally wrong too, because I knew that price had to give us a pullback. I could have at least waited for price to rebreak these lows. Because after a pullback, right, we want to wait for price to rebreak the lows and then my stuff will be above whatever I want it to be, right? So that can also be mistake on that side. But if so, I'll learn from it, right, chat? I'll learn from it. Yeah. Let's see. So I want you to go somewhere, chat. I wanna go warm my food, man. I'm hungry as fuck. So I wanna get something down. So I'll be back in a minute, chat. Let me just go and get my food down. Not bad at all. I don't think we have to panic. I understand why price is printing low here, right? So let this be the low that I want to see price taking to go up or closing the low, right? That's the low that we're currently having right there. So not good, but I was ready for it. That's the reason why I had a really huge stop loss. I was actually damn ready for this, right? So I'll get back in a minute. I'm going to warm my food and yeah, no reason to panic at all. It's gonna be a fucking long stream, and I'm ready for it like I've never been. Right? After breakout, I should expect a retest, right? Price can't be going down forever. So I wanna see price racking these levels, or perhaps even somewhere around these levels. But yeah, let's see. We haven't had a trend for a week now, right? And perhaps we wouldn't even have a trade today too, because if I had to wait for price at least to come and rebreak the lows for me to get in and have that stop loss, I wouldn't have a trade. So if I take an L here, that would be the mistake I ended up making. So after a pullback, I spoke about it, right? If price gives us a pullback, and that's actually a pullback, wait for price to break that support that ended up giving us that pullback, and then I can get in right there, and stops can be whatever I want it to be, right? So that if I take an L, it's because of that mistake I ended up making. Because if price comes and breaks this support now, this support is just me being lucky that price is actually holding the structure. How do we know that price is holding? When price breaks the level that ended up pushing price higher. So if price goes up and breaks that level, that's holding. We know that this is the high right now, but I would place myself about the high still, right? But that would be a confirmation that price is currently holding structure. But that's not why we have it, right? But I got in because I was thinking that we could at least make ourselves towards this support level, which we didn't, right? But it wasn't the bad, but not the best. I wouldn't say it's the best execution, not really, because I know the thought process I had getting in, right? It's like it's a good idea, I wanna be part of it, but I know it take long, right? That's pretty much it. So I intentionally knew that price would take longer to get my take profit, and I was ready for it too. Other way around it, I could have had a way better entry, perhaps tomorrow or the day after, somewhere on these ranges, if price wants to push lower. After price has taken these levels. For example, now, if price comes and breaks and goes below that level, right, and retests it, holds it, and rebreak the lows, then we know that we're not going down. We didn't have that here. So price came down, went up, but at any point broke the support to actually tell us that we are going down, and that was my mistake. Right, so yeah, we can manage it. Let's see how price goes right now. But that was my mistake, right? Because after pullback here, we wait for price to rebreak the levels that price is at the pullback, right? So, and I think we're gonna have a low right there now. So now our mission is we have a huge mission right there now. It's not a small mission no more. It's a big mission, right? So let's see if we can make it there. If not, quite premature trade. Price went up, you need to wait for price to rebreak the lows for you to get in. Or price would have tapped that level and be part from that move from here to these levels, right? And I think that's what misled me to have that trade match a little bit, right? So let's see if it turns out to be to break these lows, meaning that price is now holding these, perhaps even these levels here, right? Or I'm totally wrong. Either way around, you have to pay the price. You have to pay the price for your actions, right, chat? So. Yeah, we're getting some volume right now, which is not bad. It's not bad, but look, keep in mind that I'd have taken an L here, and then price now is going down after tap that level, right? Keep that in mind, chat. Keep that in mind. I don't know, if we have volume, it would be good now. If price can just keep pushing lower and lower, like come all the way down, breaks, retest, break it, that'll be good. But I just don't know if that'll happen today. I don't think so. I think price might slow down a bit here. I think so. Price could slow down a bit there, right? We're getting some volume right now for sure, but I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a decent tap though. It's a decent tap, right, chat? That's a trade, man. Little things to improve. Wait for a break here would be best. For example, now if price comes to break that low, that'll be good. If price comes and breaks and goes below these lows, that'll be good. Right, I will add positions, but some around these levels, I'll be thinking of adding positions and making a trade some around these levels, right? Here, I still feel like it's quite early, and it's quite early for me to be talking about that yet. You know what I mean, chat? So, gotta be patient. It's a longer trade, it's not your average trade. It's not your average type of trade. It's a longer trade, you know? So, you gotta be patient. You gotta be patient. Holy, I think my food is done. I'll get back in a minute. Chat. All right. Alright, getting some volume right now. It's not bad. It's not bad, man. Not bad at all. Holy, what was that? Not bad, chat. Not bad. It's gonna be a long trade, but it's gonna be. Fuck, man.